In the nearly 20 years that we at AAA have been projecting holiday travel figures, this is the most we're expecting on record, with more than 115 million Americans nationwide expected to travel more than 50 miles from home to see family and friends, with most of them driving, although some are taking the opportunity to fly, to take cruises, to do other sorts of vacations, but most people we expect to be on the roads. And we're projecting this at AAA on the back of relatively low gas prices, pretty much in line with where they were last year, depending where you are in the country, but also the strong economy, record low unemployment, and just some extra spending money in people's pockets, giving them a little more confidence to say, let's take a trip this year. We're projecting that the busiest days on the road, with more than 115 million Americans traveling, are going to be the Thursday and Friday following the Christmas holiday. So if you're still planning on when you're going to be leaving, try to avoid those days because you're going to be sitting in traffic. The best day to travel we usually see is actually on the holidays. Those tend to be the lightest traveled. But that being said, there's going to be north of 115 million Americans who are going to be traveling across the country. So no matter what you do, plan as though you're going to be sitting in traffic. Even if you don't, expect that you will. There's going to be millions and millions more people on the road than normal. So give yourself plenty of time to get wherever it is that you're going. That way, in case you do find yourself in a position that you're running late because of traffic, you're not stressed out behind the wheel, because we know the holidays can be stressful enough as it is. You don't want to be adding to that stress with being late for something, especially because when you're behind the wheel and you're stressed out, that fogs your judgment and puts you in a position where you're more likely to engage in aggressive driving behaviors, such as distracted driving, cutting people off, driving, speeding, tailing people, any number of unsafe driving behaviors. We at AAA are projecting that we're going to be rescuing more than 800,000 people on the roadways over the holidays, with the top three calls being dead batteries, flat tires, and lockouts. Just at AAA East Central alone in the last winter, the past winter months, we jump-started more than 70,000 batteries. So having your battery tested before a long road trip, especially if it's more than 3 years old, or if you're starting to notice signs of wear, if you're starting to notice corrosion around the terminals, if you're starting to notice flickering lights on the inside of the car, if it's harder to turn the engine over, if you're feeling that slow cranking, you need to get that battery tested, because that is the #1 call, especially during the winter months when we at AAA see battery calls go through the roof when it comes to cold weather, because the summer sun damages the battery, but the cold is what brings forward that damage.